Like, you don't know what the weather's going to be. It could be snowing. It could be 100 degrees. Like, you just don't know. And Trevor Lawrence right now is battling a concussion, battling his knee injury. And, oh, by the way, he still fumbles the ball damn near every freaking play. Jim might be the comment of the day. I do not agree with this, but might be the comment of the day. He says Falcons had a shitty looking starter jackets in the 1990s. That's why they're in this boat. So flashback 30 years ago.
Those things were fire.
But the Atlanta Falcons jersey ones were pretty ugly. I still actually have my Dallas Cowboys one with the big old pocket in the front. Man, I freaking love that thing. It was amazing. John thinks the Raiders beat the Colts. False. That is a false statement. The Raiders will be out of the playoffs picture at that particular time. Right now, they're still in it somehow, some way, 6-8. But when the Kansas City Chiefs wax that ass this weekend, it's over, baby. He also thinks Houston is a sleeper. You could have said that 10 weeks ago, and it would have been true. Right now, nobody's sleeping on the Houston Texans. I'm just like, people know who the Houston Texans are right now. And without CJ Stroud, we saw them barely beat the Tennessee Titans. It was almost a tie game. But it is what it is. Ant says, it was a Jaguars division, but we all know what happened last Sunday night. Ravens flock, baby. Yeah. I believe that was Hoffy. What do you call a game when you lose by like 30 plus points and your quarterback gets knocked out for a concussion and he fumbles the ball away 3 or 4 times? Oh, ass whooping. That's what it's called. It's called an ass whooping. That's what happened to Jacksonville.
Clapping them cheeks.
Clapping those cheeks. Speaking of clapping those cheeks, the Cincinnati Bengals. Where have they come from, right? Joe Burrow's out. The season is rode off. Insert Jake Browning. Put the family up in the press box, drinking beer, drinking mango margaritas. And the Cincinnati Bengals are squarely in the playoff hunt. Sitting in 6th place right now in that playoff hunt. Tied with the Colts, Texans, and Bills, all at 8 and 6. But Jamar Chase, guys, will be missing Saturday's game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers with the dislocated shoulder. They popped that shoulder back in. He was in a sling, but he is not ready to play yet, and he could miss multiple weeks. The Bengals do play the Steelers, Chiefs, and Browns in the next 3 weeks to end the season, and like I said, they're in a 4-way tie for 6th place with the Colts, Texans, and Bills. So, Hafi, I want to kick it to you first on this one. Should the Cincinnati Bengals be in panic or patient mode with Jamar Chase missing the game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and possibly more?
This question, I think, is an open mouth insert foot kind of topic here. I'm going to say that the Steelers haven't been playing well, and that I think even without Chase that they should still be able to go into Pittsburgh and win. I mean, the New England Patriots were able to take care of business against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and I would take this Cincinnati Bengals roster over the New England Patriots roster. But it is a divisional game. The Steelers we don't know what we're getting with the Steelers. They're a bipolar team.
Yeah.
So this might be the week where they show up and they look like that top 10 team that you've had them at every other week, we'll say. Or they could show up and just, shit the bed. But I think Mitch Trubisky is going to, have a decent game, but I still think that the Cincinnati Bengals, pull this one out.
So add to your Mr. Trubisky here. I believe it was late last night, about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right after the Monday night game. The Steelers announced that Mason Rudolph will be starting that game.
In this case, it's never mind. Bengals, they're going to clap them cheeks.
They're going to clap them cheeks. But like you said, we don't know what Pittsburgh Steelers team is going to show up. Is it going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers team that ran down the Rams' throat? Or is it going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers team that got their ass whooped, I don't know, 2 weeks ago? Was it to the Browns? I can't even remember who they played when they just got literally just embarrassed. Let me pull it up if my computer decides.
Colts. They lost 30-13 to the Colts.
Yeah, it was just an ugly game, right? But
And that was 3 days ago. And then they also lost to the Cardinals. So yeah, they lost to
the Cardinals was
the Cardinals,
too, yeah.
the Patriots, and the Colts.
It's time to panic, though, for Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Bengals should be in panic mode. You are losing arguably your best offensive weapon. Yes, you have been running the crap out of the ball with Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon is fresh leg still, right? You don't really use him when Joe Burrow's around, but when Jake Browning's in there, you rush the piss out of the guy. But Jamar Chase is a guy that you need to have on the field. Yes, I do know they played, I think it was a whole second half without Jamar Chase versus the Minnesota Vikings. But let's just be honest. It's the Minnesota Vikings. They had Nick Mullins as a quarterback. The same Nick Mullins that had started with the San Francisco 49ers, I was like 9-18 as a starter, right? Just not very good, right? There's a reason why we haven't heard from Nick Mullins in 3 or 4 years. Crazy, right?